After what is after US $3,202. In detail all the warehouse of this topic 204 comments. American petition by Tariq al-Hakim actions after the winning American 2022. Have you been accepted in the US randomly durable? Kandemir is good news worth trying to celebrate it. But let me tell you something, you may taste some of your joy if you do not know before. He rented in the American got up does not mean you've got the right to migrate to America and the right to get the green card. Read also, the date of appearance of American train is 2023 plus tips and important guidance and the victory of the random migration is only one of the opportunity to apply for the green card, which consumes the migration to America and set up permanently. If all required documents do not attend your appointment, your case will be released. You may need to return to the embassy or the consulate of the American in another date and your visa may be delayed or refused. You must prepare for your own accurate and carefully. Universal Premium may meet you to the embassy or the U.S. consulate to delay or reject your visa request. Overall, after you're at literally, you will need to take the following important steps before the interview. A. Review the date and place of the interview. Review your scheduling information carefully checking the status of the EDV website with the date of the time and place of your immigration visa. B. Review the instructions of the embassy or consulate of the United States. There may be additional instructions from the U.S. Embassy or its consulate as they will apply and will be charged for you to see if these instructions are carefully reviewed. To see this information, select the embassy or the U.S. consulate where you will be charged. If you have questions about the country's own information, please contact the embassy or consulate where they will apply for visa. Please visit the list of embassies and consulates to review the embassy, consulate instructions, a scheduling and completion of medical examination you need, and every individual member of your family apply for a visa with you, to select a medical appointment with a certified doctor in the country you will be charged. You must complete your medical examination, along with any required classes, before the time to check the visa. When your medical examination is complete, if you are able to have a medical examination, you must bring it into a joint venture to the visa interview. Some doctors send the medical examination results directly to the embassy or consulate. A list of pediatrics are provided by the embassy or the U.S. consulate where it will be made. You must contact the medicine and select your medical appointment. The embassy or consulate will not be done on behalf of you. Explain the doctor that the scan is customized to request a migration visa and give it the date of the interview. Your doctor will tell you the cost of testing and tests. Please note that some of the information in these instructions may apply to migration viscosity other than diversity visas. If you have questions about the country's own information listed here, please contact the embassy or consulate where they will apply for visa. Doctor. Collect images and all the documents required to meet the American concrete visa will require each advanced for the diversity to bring two matching photos to the interview. Please review the detailed information about the image requirements to make sure your photos will be acceptable. In addition, each advanced will be required to submit all required documents to meet the American drawing visa. But the obtaining of the card is required to meet some conditions and requirements, otherwise you will not get the immigration visa even if they won the squad. Overall, if you are one of these lucky and want to see what after winning the US American pace, on the steps you will follow and prefer to use us with this article, where we will marry you in the post-US while US $4, the securities required after the winning migration and the documents required to meet the American concrete violation, to other information that would respond to the question of thousands of winners annually. On the official website of the American Water, if you choose the US $10,023, you will be directed to the confirmation page that will provide you with further guidelines, including information on the immigration permit to the United States. Overall, after winning the random migration, there are very gradual steps you will be followed before the selection of the consular interview is determined to determine whether you will get the visa or not. Perhaps the first step is to complete the DS-260 online request immediately to set an interview in the embassy or the U.S. consulate. If you have a notification by the EDV website, You have been selected in the American God, and you are actually existed in the United States. It may be eligible to adjust your legal status for a permanent residence through the DV program. Here, we will talk about all the procedures and steps that follow the U.S. solution in the Detainee of Canada 2022. You must know if you are thinking about immigration to Canada, make sure you are qualified to obtain the immigration visa to America. What the winning the U.S. win is not selected that it is selected in the random solution. It remains to meet all the requirements of the eligibility. One of the most important requirements of the eligibility is to be the main advancement of a diversity visa, which is a secondary education, equivalent to 12 years of study, which is characterized by the qaraeah or the secondary school certificate, or 2 years of experience in the case of the United States law. If you do not have the required education or qualifying work, you are not eligible for a diversity visa. The main applicant is to be in this condition, while the CFA and his children are not limited to the U.S. government advisors and the squads not to follow the demand for immigration visa to America. 9 visa if they do not meet qualified education or practical requirements of the practice, or if they provide an invalid passport or fare exemption, they are not qualified, so their request will refuse and will not return to any fees paid for that. Can you exempt from passport? With regard to exemptions from the passport condition, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs regulations stations on 3 limited exceptions from the passport condition. These 3 exemptions include nationalist individuals, national communities controlled by communists and are unable to obtain a passport from the government-controlled government of beneficiaries of individual concessions approved by the Interior Security and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. If you have one of these exemptions in your DV application, you will be prompted to explain how to meet one of the 3 exceptions. Important notes: these exemptions only apply to individuals unable to get a passport. But if you choose to request an exemption due to delay in getting a passport, whether this delay is within your level or not, it is not eligible for an exemption and may not be eligible for visa. Can my wife or my children get diversity visas, even if they did not have the first time during a regularization of American drawing? If you are married, or baby has been born or adopted after you register in the drawback of the country, you can add them to your condition and may be eligible for the diversity of diversity. But if you are married or have children before registering in the American pot, and your family members, your wife and your daughters, were not addressed in the original input, your case will be excluded. You will not get your family or visits on visas. Your fees will not be refunded. After after US $322, after you know if you are qualified for the application of the Immigration Visa of America, Visual Diversity Visa. We will not go to talk about the most importantly after the winning the white win that will be done according to the following steps. 1. Fill in the DS260 format. The first to do after the win long settings are the filling of the DS260 format must be the main provider of all major applications and the individuals applicable to obtain the diversity-based DV 2022 form.